I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading, whether price is going up or down. Over on Bitcoin Dominance for the daily, we did try to push back into our channel. So again, watch out. This tried to become a rising channel, but our low did disconnect. Now, we could still try to form some connecting highs and lows. That's why I say watch out. That would be positive for this to break away, remember, because that would still help our altcoins run ahead to Bitcoin, and that's what we need for an altcoin season. That VWAP is pushing up, momentum wants to gain strength, but that money flow is pulling back, so watch these lower time frames. Over on the 1 hour, you can see we did hit this channel twice, and we have two rejections. Watch for a continuation down with lower highs and lower lows. If we get them, we can break that point control, that blue line, then we can continue lower, and again, see altcoins run against Bitcoin. That VWAP is breaking bearish, bringing momentum and money flow lower, so that does look positive for that to happen. Remember, Bitcoin can go up while dominance weakens. Dominance doesn't mean much to Bitcoin, except that it's the amount of Bitcoin in the market compared to altcoins, stablecoins, and everything else. So total for the daily is trying to push up. We did make another attempt to get about halfway to our breakout point, but we have made a higher low. So with this higher low is followed by some decent highs. I would just watch out for these highs and lows to connect, because remember, when you have that straight channel like that, it does give you a rising channel that pushes you up in the short term, but in the long term, it can push you down, and this would technically be the third touch to the top. Stochastic does want to push up, RSI is pushing up, momentum is gaining strength, and that VWAP is holding bullish, starting to give that money flow some strength. So watch if that VWAP can stay bullish on lower time frames to help push our higher time frames up. Over on the 1 hour, you can see that VWAP is starting to struggle despite price pushing up. So as long as this VWAP does not continue to stay in bearish territory, we can still push up. But if that VWAP gets a lower low followed by a lower high, I would watch for that to bring momentum lower and bring that money flow down. If that were to happen, then that's where this channel could end up breaking us down. Again, as long as the geopolitical things look more favorable, I think that total can push up still. I would just err on the side of caution with that kind of pattern showing. But remember, no pattern is 100%, just like gaps. We hit this top range, filled our previous gaps. They do have an 80% chance to fill. But that being said, we do have a gap to the bottom that hopefully we do not see fill. Our stochastic does look like it does want to curl. RSI is trying to push up, and VWAP is in bullish territory, pushing momentum higher and giving money flow strength. So we do look pretty decent here. We are approaching that value area high though, so we need some strong green candles to break that and continue us forward. Otherwise, we could see a pullback. That pullback could still create a higher low with this gap. So if we do drop down and fill that gap, as long as we don't continue beyond it, I wouldn't be too worried. Our stochastic is starting to push down, momentum is starting to weaken, and that VWAP does look like we are starting to favor a little more bearish, so keep an eye on that VWAP. If it gets lower lows and lower highs and stays below this neutral, momentum and money flow will start to fall, at which point we could break away. Again, we're going to probably see that fall a little bit, as long as it doesn't hold in bearish territory as we approach that gap. If we approach that gap and VWAP starts to reverse, then that could be our cue that we may start to push forward and attempt to break that value area high again, at which point then we can start to push into some new highs, at least locally. Our next kind of range after we break through that 90K that we stopped just shy of, that we said to watch for, would be around this 93K. That is our major support resistance from this previous price action back here. Now, if we're able to break through and overcome that, then we're going to start talking about revisiting previous highs and possibly pushing forward. We will delete this flag that we did have, because you can see that flag did not play and it's well beyond any possibility of playing out. That VWAP is holding bullish, momentum is pushing forward, and the money flow does want to push into the green. So we do look positive, again, providing those lower time frames can stay in the bullish territory. Over on the 1 hour, we do have higher highs and higher lows. So if we zoom out here, again, watch for rising channels. So if we connect this high to this high, and then we draw this down, We can kind of stretch this over, connect our low, and then we would have 3 touches to the top and 2 to the bottom. So watch very closely. We need to stay, I'd say, above this 84, 85K range. If we can stay above that and we don't start getting bearish indicators, then we can continue forward. But if we approach that zone and things look a little more bearish, I would watch for this channel to break. This channel, if it does end up breaking, could push us, if we grab the line instead of the whole chart, could push us back down to around that 78K range. So that would be quite the drop. Hopefully you have a plan for both scenarios. That VWAP is favoring a little more bearish. We have a slightly lower low. It's not a very strong low and a lower high. So if this continues, momentum will continue to fall. Money flow could start to weaken and we would start to drop away. So over on Graph for the daily, remember we're going to be covering Graph and XRP daily. If you want anything else, then drop it in the chat real quick. We did get about 2/3 of our move for our bull flag. So I'm going to delete this because remember, pigs get slaughtered, don't get greedy, take your profits when you can. Stochastic is pushing up, RSI is pushing forward, VWAP is pushing up, giving momentum and money flow strength. But again, this channel does look pretty straight, so watch that total. It could bring us down here. Over on the 1 hour, again, straight channel that would try to break us down. If you want to see where that bring us, we connect our highs, pull that down to our lows. There's our rising channel. Then you measure from top to bottom, apply that down, and that gives you your breakdown point of around 8.5 cents. Stochastic is falling off a cliff. RSI is dropping. VWAP is favoring bearish. Watch that very close. That VWAP needs to make a recovery soon. Otherwise, momentum will continue lower. Money flow will continue to drop. And if that money flow holds into the red, remember that's where the bears can start to give us those stronger red candles. Now, last but not least, over on XRP for the daily. Again, if you haven't already, hit the like and subscribe and join us in the Discord. Stochastic is trying to push down, but we have that blue line trying to cross the orange. So we do have an attempt to make a bullish cross. Momentum is trying to push forward. VWAP wants to make a bounce, and that money flow is starting to push up. So we do look positive to continue forward. Again, providing lower time frames do not start to favor bearish. We don't really have the rising channel here that we saw across the other coins, so that is positive. We do have some consolidation after a push up. This could be a little mini bull flag that would try to push us right around that 254 range. Momentum is overall weakening with lower highs and lower lows. Watch that very closely, because if that does not reverse soon, momentum will continue lower, money flow would break into the red, and then our time frames would be primed to drop lower. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like and subscribe and join us in that Discord.